So there's a game called Ark Survival Evolved, and you might have heard of it because it is fairly popular. It used to be a lot more popular about 6 to 8 years ago, but it's still a pretty relevant game today, to be honest. It's like 47,000 players right now on Steam. So it's definitely doing pretty well. I actually personally played this game a while ago. I have about 75 hours, and it's a lot like Rust in the sense of you need to play this game like 24/7 to make it any progress in a lot of servers. That's kind of why I stopped playing. I got busy. I had things to do. I can't be spending, 8 hours a day playing a game. I wish I could. I really do, because I love these kinds of games. I love the games where it's high risk, high reward. Like I was a DayZ kid. Okay, that was my poison. I also played a bit of Rust, but Rust is way too sweaty now. I just can't do it anymore. I cannot keep up with the Rust streamers and the Rust kids. It is too far gone for me. Now, if I can play the game 12 hours a day, I think I'd be good, but I can't do that. But Ark has had its controversies before. It's not a clean slate game by any means. And recently, there's been a controversy that has popped up that is really bad for them. So there's a YouTuber named XFibo, and they have a tribe in the game called Island Boy. And they are very hardcore, okay? They spend thousands of hours playing this game. They are great at this game, okay? If I joined a server and tried to compete with these dudes, I would have to literally probably play for 20 years to get to their level. It is insane. I'm gonna throw some of their gameplay on screen. I hope they don't mind. They are diehard on this game. This is their main game. And XFibo does this for a living. This game has enabled him to play this game for a living. He makes videos, they do pretty well. And that's also why this story is not good. So to start at the beginning, one of the publishers of Ark, Snail Games, has a tribe in the server called T, and the tea you drink, not the letter T. And XFibo and the Island Boys always avoided engaging T because T had a reputation for abusing their admin ability because they're publishers to stomp out clans that go after them because they're big little babies about stuff. But eventually the Island Boys did engage with T, and they engaged with them 11 times. And every time they've engaged with T in combat in this game, the servers would go down. That might just seem like a coincidence, but then they stopped raiding T, and then the servers stopped going down. So that's not a good look at all. I can't imagine being that into a game where you, the publisher, are so unbelievably salty that you feel the need to take down your own servers because you got raided in a video game. If it's that important to you and you can't handle losing, you probably shouldn't play the game. And in an interview, XFibo says that there's proof that they spent $140,000 DDoSing their own servers. They spent as much money as it would cost to get a good down payment on a nice house to DDoS their own servers because they couldn't handle losing, allegedly. The proof might be floating around somewhere, but I didn't see the proof in this interview, so I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt in the DDoSing point because I'd really need proof for that. That's kind of a massive claim, and $140,000 is a lots of money to throw at something like that. But if that is true, I'm sorry, Snail Games. That is really pathetic. That is so sad. Just go outside, touch grass or something, please. And then later on, XFibo's friend got banned for cheating in the game when they don't think that he was cheating. And it was after they killed one of the team members. So that's not looking good for this whole abusing power situation. And then XFibo also showed a screenshot of T asking a hacker to kill XFibo and the Island Boys in his YouTube chat on his YouTube live stream. I don't know how desperate you would have to be as the publisher of the game to ask for a hacker to kill your opponent. Seriously, hackers make you lose money as a game publisher, and you're gonna go ask them for help? At that point, dude, just turn on God mode. You're the publisher, figure it out. Cheat yourself at that point too. Just unban yourself from the game. If you're at a point where you're asking a YouTube streamer that's a hacker in your game, or I guess in the game you published, not in their game, they didn't develop it, to kill people because you can't win a fight and you're the publisher, that is a touch grass moment. That is a go outside, smell the roses. Literally, you have been inside way too long at that point. Your brain has been rotted, okay? And the icing on the cake for all of these situations is that the Island Boys eventually just said, screw it, we're gonna raid the T tribe. So they raid the T tribe. They don't use a manufactured sniper. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but I'm assuming it's a higher tier sniper that shoots at longer ranges because they don't want to get banned like the guy previously who was accused of cheating, because that's when he got banned, when he used a good sniper rifle. So they didn't use certain weapons to avoid being banned. They played on the publisher's terms and they still won. And then 93 of them 93 people in the Island Boys tribe got banned. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't think 93 people were cheating. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's the case. Maybe they were all cheating together, right? Maybe that's the thing, but I kind of doubt that. It seems really extreme for 93 people in a single tribe to be cheating and none of them getting caught. Like, maybe the anti-cheat is god awful, but I don't know. I doubt that. Like, if they're cheating to a point where somebody who gets killed can immediately tell, they would have gotten banned a lot sooner. Like in Tarkon, for example, it's kind of hard to tell when you got killed by someone who's cheating. So if you're going to definitely say someone who killed you was cheating, it has to be blatantly obvious. Like someone glitching through a wall, someone hitting only headshots on you, and I mean like with a full auto weapon, and that's like borderline impossible in Tarkon with the awful recoil. Or like you shoot them like 10 times, they don't die, and they have full HP. Like those are a few situations where, yeah, they pretty obviously cheated. But it's really hard to tell, as the guy getting killed, who's obviously a cheater and who's not. Good cheaters are really good at hiding their cheats. So personally, I don't think the guys in the Island Boy tribe were cheating. I just don't think that's the case. I really think that it's more likely that the publishers are just salty that they got steamrolled. I really think that's it. Because another weird thing is that the Island Boys can still play on the other publisher servers. Wildcard. They just can't play on the Snail servers. They're just banned from all of those. So if someone was genuinely cheating, they would probably get banned on every server, not just the Snail ones. That's how it's always worked in every game from what I can tell, so I would assume it's the same here. But this is just extremely petty on Snail Games' part. Like, dude, grow up, go touch grass or something. If you can't handle this kind of game, don't play it, okay? Like, I really don't get why you play this kind of game if you can't handle losing. That's part of the fun, to be honest. Like, yeah, I mauled when I lose in these kinds of games, okay? Just being honest. But my redemption arc starts then, okay? I plot my revenge. It's also a little crazy to me that companies still try this kind of stuff in this day and age, because like, dude, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like YouTube exists and I'm talking about this right now. Like, you give me an interesting topic, I'm interested. I'll talk about it, okay? And there's like, you know, hundreds of people who also talk about stuff that they find interesting, and this is also pretty interesting. So it's probably gonna blow up in their face, especially since one of the people they banned is a YouTuber themselves. I don't see why companies pull this kind of stuff anymore. It really doesn't make any sense to me. But this whole situation's absurd, especially if they really did pay $140,000 for DDoSing the game. Like, that's insane. That is their own published game. And they DDoSed it for $140,000. Why not just turn off the servers yourself? Do you not want to get caught? Is that the play? Like, I don't know, man. If you're spending $140,000 to DDoS your own servers because you're losing, I think it's time to quit, okay? I don't think you should be allowed to play the game anymore. You do not have the mental capacity to lose, okay? You shouldn't be allowed to play. But I hope XFIBO and the Island Boys all get unbanned, because this seems like ridiculously petty. And they genuinely have spent thousands of hours in the game. I don't even have to look at like their Steam to know that. I can just tell by like how much stuff they acquire in this game. It is not easy to get all the stuff they got in this game. It takes a long time and a lot of knowledge of the game to like quickly acquire this stuff, or even over like a decent amount of time. This game is hard. And XFIBO also makes a living off his game. He shouldn't have his living tarnished because some publishers are upset that they lost in a game. It's a video game. Grow up. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if new. Follow me on Twitter @SpatInch1, and click the end screen to check out more of my content, and have a good one.